Back in 2009 or 2010, somewhere around that time, I read this story on Tumblr. He was talking about literally his last day of school before he decided to commit suicide. On his way home, he packed everything out of his locker so that his mother didn't have to take a trip there. And he was like lugging all of this stuff home. And he was upset. He was walking home slowly and just getting there until this other kid walked up to him and said, "Do you need help? Do you need help carrying that stuff? You look very uncomfortable." And he's like, "Yeah, why not?" So he handed him some of the books, and that kid walked with him home, and they became friends. Fast forward 3 years later, when he is a senior in high school, graduating as valedictorian, he's up on stage and he tells his story about the day he planned to commit suicide. And the only reason that it didn't happen was because of one kid who decided to be nice to him, decided to just say hi and reach out a helping hand. That, amongst a bunch of other stories, are the reason why I'm on this path. And among other things, like reading statistics about how young kids, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, the suicide rate is rising among them because they don't feel like they matter. And whatever reason, because of bullying, or they're not sure about their sexuality, or whatever it may be, they take their lives at such a young age and they don't ever get a chance to live. And over the past day or two, I've been thinking about my purpose. And I truly think that igniting a conversation about mental health, about loving yourself, is crucial, simply because there is an epidemic. And I truly believe that it starts with the individual and changing the conversation about understanding and loving and being happy with who you are. Finding a way to dig inside of yourself and crafting a person you are in love with, not somebody that is made by everybody else. And I believe that that is what needs to happen. The confidence level of so many people nowadays are just so low, and mental health is such a taboo subject. It's slowly being talked about, but it's not a conversation you just have. So how do we ignite that conversation to start changing the story, to start helping people realize they are good enough as they are, and to help them build and craft who they want to become by their standards and no one else? If we're able to conjure up a generation that starts to think for themselves, you have no idea the possibilities that could come from that. So many problems could be potentially solved because it started to be worked on. But right now, this epidemic of not truly loving yourself is what's weighing so many people down. And yeah, I don't like that. And that's what I want to begin to change. And that is my purpose, my long-term purpose. What I want to craft, record, and capture into my logo of the fingerprint with the open quotation, leaving your fingerprint on the world. Basically, leaving your story on the world. Because an open quotation mark is the beginning of something you want to say. You know, what is it that you want to say? Because like I've repeated over and over again, to change the world, you have to change yourself. So you have to start with you, and then you blossom out, and you create and do things that may help in whatever field you decide to move into. You leave your fingerprint on the world. That's why I believe in vlogging so much, because you're leaving your story upon the world. No matter if you don't believe anybody else cares, your story does matter. And that is what I'm fighting for, to figure out how to share that message with even one person. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Sure, you already go against the grain, but what about the people you aspire to be like? They have their own roadmap to success. You have the responsibility to map your own.